There is a world made up of numbers, a world where you have to be the smartest or the fastest, a world connected by radio waves and fiber optic cables, a world where you can make money if you think you know what the future holds, a world of fear and desire, where you can win or lose. I call this world Planet Finance, wandering around Planet Finance. I arrived all the way on the other side of the coin because as a trader, it is fascinating how signals are often treated like gold across Planet Finance. Participants spend years searching for signals, collecting signals, waiting for signals, and perhaps this behavior reveals something deeper about the world of numbers itself. Because inside Planet Finance, information often travels much faster than understanding, and over time, that imbalance naturally begins shaping predictable behavior across participants. Maybe that is why the ecosystem appears increasingly complex, not necessarily because the machine itself is complex by default, but because perception gradually becomes disconnected from structure. And slowly, a stochastic environment begins getting approached with expectations anchored in certainty, because when observed carefully, certain questions begin surfacing naturally. If participants truly understand that Planet Finance operates probabilistically, why does random signal collection remain normalized behavior? If participants understand that this world is built around competition, liquidity, and conflict of interest, why are external signals often trusted without deeper structural understanding? Perhaps shallow environmental awareness contributes to this behavior more than most participants realize, because information alone can create the illusion of direction without creating operational understanding. And maybe this is where another important concept quietly appears beneath the surface: alpha decay, the gradual weakening of advantage once information becomes crowded, repeated, or overly distributed across participants. Yet, inside high dopamine environments, critical thinking often struggles against emotional urgency, because for many participants, Planet Finance is perceived primarily as an escape mechanism, a way out, a path toward fast transformation. And when urgency combines with uncertainty, signals begin feeling emotionally valuable, not because they guarantee sustainability, but because they temporarily reduce the discomfort of decision making. What I observed consistently across years inside Planet Finance was this pattern repeating at scale. Dependence replaces structure, following replaces understanding, reaction replaces development, and the machine, completely indifferent, continues operating through probabilities, volatility, liquidity rotation, expansion and contraction, unmoved by emotional attachment, unchanged by dependency. And perhaps that is why the gap between long-term winners and long-term losers continues widening, because the tape remains open for participation, but responsibility itself remains individual. Planet Finance does not remove the need for structure simply because information is accessible. Information without framework often creates noise rather than clarity. That is why survivability eventually becomes connected to independent operational understanding. Not blind collection, not emotional dependence, but structural awareness. At XAU.FX, the objective is not to think for participants, nor to dictate behavior. The objective is simply to encourage structural awareness inside Planet Finance, because ultimately, the deepest work inside the world of numbers always remains personal responsibility, the ability to think critically, to build frameworks, to understand conflict of interest, and to operate with rhythm rather than emotional dependency. And if this documentary helped reveal a different perspective about signals inside Planet Finance, help push this information forward so more participants navigating the world of numbers can begin seeing the deeper structure beneath the surface. And leave a comment saying signal if you now understand why signals alone remain raw information without structural operation behind them. Thank you. Planet Finance.